about who I am, who's done me wrong, where I'm headed, where I'm going. See, all I got is red wine on my mind. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a long overdue new edition of Radio New England. I am Adam. I am the producer taking over for the elusive Joe G. And joining me is my partner in crime, my co-host Stacy. Of course, we are all still in this isolation, quarantine, social distancing situation here. So, of course, this episode is being brought to you completely socially distant. Again, I'm joined by my partner Stacy, who is in a secure bunker somewhere, and as long as our guest tonight, she's been on the show before. Thought I'd bring her back. She's doing some interesting stuff as well as most of the local musicians are these day and age. I'd like to welcome Annie Brobst back to the show. Welcome, Annie.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you just started us off a little bit with a little bit of your new single that is just come out in the past week or so. You just want to start, just tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll delve in after that.
Yeah. So for us, it's been a long time coming. It's one of those songs that we've been playing out live at shows for probably a year now. And we around last Christmas, last Thanksgiving holiday season, we got in the studio and hammered that one out. And so we were so excited to release it. Obviously, we had a huge plan for the single release. We were supposed to play at one of our favorite venues and make a really special night of it. But we were still happy to make sure to go through with the single release, regardless of where we had to do it from, because people definitely were looking forward to that song.
So, Annie, I'd like if you could talk to us. I mean, I know so many performers and musicians are in the boat that you're in. You know, we can't go perform. All we can do is virtual stuff. And there are a lot out there that are doing what you're doing and giving performances live over the air, over Facebook and social media or websites. But you did something really unique. You actually had made up a tour. You call it your house tour. And we thought that was so awesome. Tell us about that and how that idea came about and the planning process. That, like, how do you go about deciding what rooms to perform in?
Well, so it was, it all stemmed from, at first it was really tough. The first week or two that this all started happening and our show started getting canceled, that was really hard to take. And so I was kind of silent. I didn't know what to say or do. And all I was really posting was, this show got postponed, this show got canceled, and that felt really negative. And then I saw a meme one day, and I know this is really silly, but it said that they were doing a bar crawl and they were putting a drink in every room of their house. And I don't know if you've seen that meme, but it cracked me up and it made me think, like, oh my gosh, what if we do a show in every room of our house and call it a tour? And so we sat down and we thought of all the rooms that would be funny or sound intriguing, like the bathroom or the place we call the bunker, and just some fun ones. And it was way bigger with our fan base than I ever thought it would be. I have all the faith in the world in them, but they really loved that and really supported it and got behind it.
Yeah, you even made up merch. You had a whole house tour T-shirt made up that fans could order, right?
Yeah, so our pre-orders just ended, and as soon as the printers can safely get in and make them, they're going to be mailed out to everyone, and so that should be soon, as long as they can go in and do it kind of by themselves. So that was super exciting. Yeah, we figured we should commemorate this time together.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, did we hear that you're doing another house tour soon? That people can catch another whole nother house tour and order a whole new merch for that second tour?
Yeah, so it's in the works. We have my birthday show coming up on Friday, May 8th.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. And so if we reached our donations goal for that show, then we're going to do the second house tour. So it's kind of an incentive, and we think that we can all kind of move forward and be really excited about that from there.
Yeah. So talk to us about, what it's been like to do this performing virtually. Because, performers, there's musicians or actors or whatnot, but performers in general, I know for a lot of people, having a live audience is key because you feed off that energy of the audience. How has it been frustrating at all? Have you been able to find ways to deal with that frustration, other creative ways to deal with it?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit if you don't mind.
Totally true. I think the first few were a little awkward and weird. And then I love to have either the phone turned around so we look like a mirror, everything's backwards, whatever. But I see all the comments happening live, or I have like a device close to me so I can just really see it. I see their comments come in right in the middle of the song, or they at the end of songs we've left that it's like when they hit the hearts at the very end of the song, it makes me feel like applause. So I've kind of like explained that to them too. I'm very transparent with them live, and so they know now that like those sort of things really help us make it feel real.
It also sounds like you're actually kind of getting something out of it that you don't get with an actual live audience in a venue then.
Yeah, it's like a totally different skill set.
So
it's in a learning curve.
So on that note, obviously we've seen you perform at the New England Music Awards, and and we've heard your songs. How is performing to a web camera different than actually performing to a full nightclub venue with all your fans in there? How does that feel? How have you guys adjusted to that?
I think the plus is that I can usually wear something really comfortable on my bottom half and like
yeah.
I don't have to wear heels for 3 hours, so that's really great. But it's weird. We feel a little weird. Sometimes I try to step back for the moment and I look around and I'm like, oh my God, if someone walked in right now and we're like pushed up against the camera, like, hey guys, talking to nobody, it must look ridiculous. But you just try to get in a different zone in your head and really focus on this as a world and get in that world,
It's fun to play the songs differently too, than obviously we're not in a big club and we treat the songs a certain way, but we've been playing stuff pretty different than we normally would because it's just us on an acoustic, and it's makes some of the stuff a little more subtle, have a little bit more feel, more dynamic. So that's fun, in that regard,
Yeah.
So playing just the two of you is different than obviously than playing with your full band with a full set and everything on a stage.
Yeah, we did a full band a stop on the house tour early on before things got even crazier, and then we felt like that was a little like we couldn't do that because that's not setting a good example or taste level or whatever. So we felt a little weird about having the whole band do it, but we did get one in at least early on. Yeah. But we certainly missed them. Mm-hmm. And we have figured out a way to go live and have there be no lag in the rhythm. So.
Well, and for those who don't know, who are watching this, Annie, you actually won the most recent New England Music Awards. You were the Live Act of the Year. And we actually unfortunately get a chance to talk to you this year and interview you, sir, about it because you were off at a gig proving why you won the award, performing live. And you've won Female Performer of the Year. You've won other awards, New England Music Awards, and so many other music awards around here. But my point being, with having won like Live Act of the Year, Female Act of the Year, you've won awards for performing in front of people. So, I mean, I can imagine this is an adjustment for you right now. But so, how do we think about like a happy, positive? Like, what are you looking forward to? I guess. And getting back
to getting back, you mean, when this all is done? Oh, yeah.
Sometime in the future. I know, near future, hopefully, right?
Yeah, just I love hearing the applause and seeing their faces. I think is the biggest thing. I love getting out during our break or after the set and chatting people up and just thanking everyone face to face for being there and supporting us. And I just miss their faces. Like we can see them and I can see their comments online, and we've been Zooming our friends and our family, but I think just seeing people face to face, we certainly miss.
And we're also looking forward to that live stream nomination too.
Right.
Actually, that's not a bad idea for new category we should suggest this year, huh?
Yeah.
Everything going on. And did I see something online? You guys are also doing house calls? Something called house calls?
Yeah, so we have a VIP club that's a paid membership, and it's just another way for people to support us. And they get a free T-shirt and they get an album of their choice. So we have some singles and EPs and full albums out that we can mail them. But also with that, there's exclusive discounts and contests and giveaways and things that I do in that group. And so the most recent one was drop, your favorite song in the comments, and it could be one we know, one we wrote, one we don't know, one we've never heard in our lives. It could be anything. And at some point we'll either FaceTime them or Zoom them, and we'll play their song and see their face and be able to do it that way. So that's been really.
Yeah, that's a great way for people to hear you and to get a exclusive, like, private.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
So like a lot of industries, the music industry has obviously been hurting for the past 2.5 months. You're doing the VIP. You're looking to raise money to do a second house tour. What other avenues? I mean, obviously you're not going to the venues in your traditional gigs. How else are you looking to keep your music out there and being able to support yourselves? Because obviously we all need to support ourselves. How are you adjusting to this new normal that everybody's talking about, and particularly in this industry?
He teaches guitar lessons, so he's been able to do virtual guitar lessons, and actually be able to teach people that have lived far away from us that he wasn't able to teach before. So while he lost some of them from before, he gained some others,
Yeah.
And then otherwise, it's been tough, but the t-shirts were a good fundraiser. Hopefully finding some fun ways to incorporate tip dollar amounts in the next house tour. We've got some things brewing in our minds for ideas for that. And just in that way. And I have also, I've taken a small portion of what we've been bringing in and been able to boost some things on social media and put some money behind ads just to really try to reach brand new people. So they've all been targeted at people that don't already like my page and don't follow my music, and really trying to reach new people everywhere in that way.
So it sounds like even, this is another kind of opportunity that you may not have had otherwise. So again, trying to pull some of the silver lining and things,
Right. Yeah, it is. And people are at home and they're on their devices. So there is a captive audience right now. And I've seen that in our engagement. So our numbers are way up. And so that is kind of a silver lining. We can really utilize the social media stuff right now.
Okay. What I'd like to do is I know you mentioned before we started talking that your fans have been asking for a second house tour, and if fans of Annie Brobst, if you want a second house tour, go in and get those donation dollars up so that they can pull off a second house tour. But what I'd like to do now is kind of show them, for fans who may not know what the house tour is all about, kind of give them a taste.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look right now at a clip from the first house tour to wet everybody's whistle, and encourage you guys to go support Annie so that she could do it again. So we'll be right back, and we'll talk a little bit more after we take a look at this quick clip.
Yeah.
Home of bridge, on rocks on the edge and making a wish. Ooh, you won't take me nowhere. You'll either love me or you don't. Yeah. 'Cause it's the best and worst idea I ever had. And you're hurt, slipping in a spin. We'd be ripping instead of shaking you off. We'd be falling in love. So I'm moving out from the city I need the most, and I'm moving out. Well, do you know, come on, it's never coming home to you. Here we go, alright. Oh, 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 oh. Well, now my uncle's an angel up there with John Prine, and taught me to live like I'm dying. The best song I ever heard, the best lesson I ever learned was always and forever be humble and kind.
All right, so there we go. That was house tour number 1, or we hope we're going to be calling it house tour number 1. We hope there will be a second, but just to wet everybody's whistle, and guys, you said you've already been making plans should you be able to reach your donation level for a house tour too. Anything you care to share with us at that?
So, little teasers. This is the warm weather edition. So there's gonna be some outside stops for this one, including our shed, which is spidery and dusty, and including a tailgate, the fire pit, and even the goat pen. So Ryan's sister,
That's interesting. Yeah.
adorable goats. And so we will get up close and personal with Dean and DeLuca on this one if we're able to raise the donations.
And this,
Well, that sounds really exciting. Yeah.
this could get interesting as well, because we actually, spare of the moment yesterday, it was so nice out, we decided to set the PA up in the driveway and run a couple of songs, and it ended up turning into a block party, and the cops showed up.
I saw that.
There's a lot of elements to this next round.
Yeah, you're going to want to see this next round.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I saw the picture that you posted on social media with the cop car, in front of your driveway. Tell us a little bit about how that, more about how that came to be, just quickly, because that was interesting.
So we woke up yesterday. It was a beautiful day, even nicer than Saturday, which was just as beautiful, And we woke up and I was like, later on, do you want to set up the PA and just play some songs in front of the garage? And he's sure. So we did it. Didn't warn anyone. We didn't tell anyone. We just started playing. And it was kind of like, if you build it, they will come, and people just flocked, families, and we had friends line dancing in the street. And his brother-in-law came over to play some egg shaker, and it was just so cool. And then the cops showed up. And of course I'm like, oh my God. And they got a call. They said they had to answer it and come check it out, but they think everything's fine. And they stuck around for like an hour. So they seemed to think it was great and enjoyed it. And oh man, it just felt so good. And we actually got some real live applause after songs, and it felt so good. It was really cool.
It did, yeah.
So still finding ways to actually perform live in front of people. Of course, being safe. But I guess if you got the capability, just set it up on your front yard and go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that second house tour coming up. Seeing, for those who may not already know, or those who do who need a refresher, remind us where we can find you online and see what's coming up, and of course see the new house tour.
Yeah. Now all of the information about the house tour and the potential second is on my Facebook page. So just search Annie Brobst, Brobst. I know it's kind of tricky, but it's the only one. And you can find all the information about my birthday show this Friday and how to donate to get to that goal so that we can continue with the second house tour. So that's Facebook. That's where the house tour videos have been streamed from. And then my Instagram is just Annie Brobst as well. And we keep people posted there. And then anniebrobst.com tells people everything they need to know. I've tried to update all of them. I'm also on Twitter. Spotify is a great place to find our new song, Red Wine on My Mind. And iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all of those have the new single as well.
And what is the best way for somebody to contribute to tip you guys? I guess we're calling them tips, is what I've seen the musicians calling them. What's the best way for for one of your fans to take care of that?
So it's a virtual tip jar that we have, and that's through Venmo and PayPal. I've had some even mail checks. So we're completely open to anything. They can shoot me a private message, and I can help with whatever trouble that people may have in donating. But they're never required. But it does just help, since it kind of goes without saying. But I do need to say it sometimes too, that we had, however many shows planned this month and last month and next month just aren't going to happen. And we are full-time musicians. So we so appreciate anything people are able to do.
All right. Well, we certainly look forward to seeing what you guys come up with, and we hope that your fans come through, and there is a second house tour. So one last thing to any other local artists out there who are in the same boat as you are, what would you tell them? What would you tell them?
I would say keep the faith. And stay hopeful, stay positive for your fans, and just find ways to interact with them. They're over there on the other side of that screen, watching and waiting and listening, and they love your music. So do what you can to give it to them.
Well, actually, if I could go, I know we're wrapping this up, but I just remembered too, and in speaking of giving advice to artists in terms of growing and stuff. I actually remember now when we talked in the past at Nima, when you were younger, you used to be a lot more shy about performing. And you said you would go around the corner of the other room so people couldn't actually see when you were singing. Has being able to perform at home without that audience, has it give you new energy or taken away some of the nerves, or have you kind of shaken the nerves mostly in all your performances the past several years? Since we know you're an awesome performer, since you say you've won several awards just for performing.
No, thank you. I think I've shaken a lot of those just from live performances at venues. It's funny. These almost brought some of those nerves back because it's just you. And it's it was hard at first to really find and get into that, zone in your head because the adrenaline wasn't the same, I don't think. So I think just figuring out how to get into that world on these live videos is where that solution is. But it's given us a great chance to focus on the sound and the dynamic, like he said, instead of it being all kind of drowned out by crowd participation. So it gets us a chance to work on new things.
Yeah, well, you seem to do it beautifully. So hopefully other musicians can take inspiration from you both on that.
Well, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you guys having us on here to promote what we have coming up and just and hear from us. So thank you.
Well, thank you for your time and for talking to us and letting us know what's going on and that we can
Thank
still
you.
all hear music out, even though we're trapped in our houses.
No, thanks
Thanks for providing the music. Yeah.
Very helpful. So thank you.
So everybody get on out there, find your favorite local musician like Annie or any of the others. New England and Boston is full of them. Go out, check their social media pages, check their websites. Annie's not the only one out there doing online stuff. Support them, support local music, and hopefully we'll be able to continue this and bring on some other people who we're all fans of and we all know well at being in the industry. So thank you for joining us, and go check out Annie's birthday celebration on Friday. So there could be a second house tour.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Annie.
Right.
Best wishes with the next house tour. You and I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got red wine on my mind. I got nothing but time. No. When I'm drinking, I ain't thinking about who I am and who's done me wrong, or where I'm headed and where I've gone. See, all I